Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back. And I just wanted to go ahead and talk about the Real Housewives of New York. Listen, I'm late, so we're just gonna talk. Okay. I want to give a shout out to Erica De Niro TV. She was the first person I heard say Oppression Olympics. I feel like that's what they're doing in this group. I feel like they're striving for a gold medal when telling their stories of who was the poetess, who mama wasn't there, who daddy wasn't there, who ain't had no money, who account was overdraft the most. It's like they're trying to one up each other, right? I think that Jessel's story. See, this is the thing. Jessel's story, no, it's not as traumatic as Brienne's story or Sai's story. And I also understand that depending on who you talk to, that could be something that was traumatic for them, right? So even though I think people that really know about struggle, they know that what Sai had to go through, right, versus what Brian probably had to go through, is not the same thing as what Jessel probably had to go through. I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think that Jessel. I love Jessel, so maybe I'm being biased. I don't think that Jessel was trying to one up them. I think that Jessel probably doesn't appreciate them trying to make it seem as if because she didn't have to live out of a shoebox or because she didn't have the type of struggle that they had, that they I don't think she appreciates them trying to minimize what she went through. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Like, no, Jessel is not Paris Hilton, right? And no, she didn't have side story, but I don't think that she likes for people to minimize what she feels as though she went through. Like, I think that she can listen to Sai's story and Brand's story and say, "Oh, okay," and then tell her story, right? Am I wrong in that? Because, like I said, girl, I love Jessel, not like I love Jessel, so maybe I'm a little biased when it comes to Jessel. Um, Sai and Bryn and everybody else that would have had something to say would have got cursed out on that not yacht. Girl, when Jessel said I drove this not yacht, girl, when I said oh girl, when she said I drove this not yacht, I said not a not yacht. They tried to tell Jessel that her story, I guess, her story doesn't have anything to do with her parents. Girl, that's when I would have. Girl, that's when they would have wanted to set, girl, that whole yacht on fire. Because you're not gonna sit here and tell me that if I'm telling my story and I'm also mentioning my parents, that my parents are not a part of my story. Because if I tell you that your mother, who was an alcoholic and who you found on a bench, who had a heart attack and passed away, and that didn't have anything to do with your story, so I would have a fit. If I told Brian that your mama and daddy, who were ain't shit people, didn't have anything to do with your story and what you went through at 6 months old, how you remember what the hell you went through at 6 months old, I'm still trying to figure out. See, if I start pulling back layers and start saying stuff like that, honey, y'all will be ready to throw me off this boat. So how dare you sit here and tell Jessel that what she went through or her parents are not a part of her story? Because if I told you when you had to draw your mama's face on makeup and pull the plug that ain't part of your story, Sai would have a heart attack. I can guarantee you. But see, the girls like Sai and Brian, that's why girl, they really ain't got no bitch on the show. Because girl, the way that girl Sai and Brian would have been ready to drag me off of that boat and throw me in the ocean, because I would have went there with Sai and Brian. Because when you was over here crying and talking about what you went through with your mama, I didn't say nothing. Brian, when you almost had a heart attack when you told us at Friendsgiving what you went through, I didn't say nothing. But when I tell my story, it's all of a sudden your parents are not a part of your story. Girl, I said this last time, girl. This is really like, girl, this girls trip is a mess. I said this last review. Girl, at least when it came to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Bolo Gate, at least they was sucking dick, eating pussy, drinking, showing titties. Girl had on thongs, had their ass out. Girl, that was a girls trip. If ain't nobody fucking a stranger by the end of the night, it ain't no girls trip. If ain't nobody drunk by the end of the night, it ain't no girls trip. If ain't nobody walking around showing their titties, ain't no girls trip. If ain't nobody walking around here with their panties with no bra on, girl, it ain't no girls trip. If ain't nobody had a one night stand, it ain't no girls trip. Girl, what happened at Bolo Gate on Real Housewives of Atlanta last season or the season before last? That was a girls trip. Okay? When they're arguing, fighting, dancing, strippers, fucking, sucking, eating, drinking, throwing up, pulling her back, girl, girl, throwing her ass in a circle, twerking. We need all of that. This wasn't nothing but a Dr. Phil session. I said, girl, what is going on? What is going on? I put Jenna is trying. You can tell Jenna is trying her hardest to fit in. Could you tell? I could tell. Well, I felt like I could tell. Even when she was sucking Brian's finger, when she sat out on the boat and talked to Side and Aaron, you could tell she's trying. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Y'all know I love Jenna. I said this. Shout out to Alex Salter. He had made a post. And as much as I love Jenna, the truth of the matter is Jenna is just not. She's not a good housewife. She's not, girl. I think Jenna is a great person. I think Jenna is a great person. Jenna gives me friend of the housewife. Uber, quiet as it's kept, gives me friend of the housewives. Quiet as it's kept, Jenna and Uber could be friends. The other four, you can keep them or whoever, however many left. But Uber and Jenna, they really are, especially Jenna. Jenna don't even really have to be on the show. Quiet as it's kept. If Jenna left next season, the dynamic of the group would not change, in my opinion. Um, of course, Brand is still on. girl, girl. Brand is still being Brand. Poured in my mouth, daddy. I can't drive the boat, but I ride you. I want to know what happened. Let me shut up. Um, when Aaron told Jessel, you don't get what we're saying. Jessel said, no, I don't. Jessica, I love Jessica. I come down and say, because Jessica is the kiki to me, girl. I don't know why y'all trying to act like y'all didn't know Jessica was gonna be in that first seat. Now I'm not gonna lie, I thought that Bravo was gonna pull a stunt and put Jenna in the first chair by Andy. But girl, the truth of the matter is, Aaron and Jessel are the two that should be in the first chair. Period. Girl, what has Jenna done to be in first chair? Jenna is not the anchor of the show. She's not. She's not. She's really not. And this is coming from somebody who loves Jenna. Um, Just a story about her parents coming from Kenya. I put it is a part of her story. I just believe that it is. It's like expecting somebody to tell their story and to leave out their parents, especially if they have a relationship with their parents. Brian, you didn't even have no relationship with your parents, and you was boohoo crying at the table. What if somebody told you, girl, you don't even know your mom and daddy, girl, girl, you talk to your daddy on his deathbed. Why are you talking about? That's not a part of your story. You see how mean that sounds? That's exactly what they did to Jessel. Just like, girl, they need a bona fide bitch on the show. They don't have like Aaron. Girl, I'm Aaron. Girl, I got Aaron. Girl, girl, Miss Aaron. Aaron could be the bona fide bitch. Girl, she might be the one. Girl, Aaron, I got something for you. They have dinner that night, and they want to tell embarrassing stories. All I remember, Jill's story was actually kind of funny. She basically, girl, somebody tripped on her dress or something, girl. She fell down the flight of stairs in front of everybody. This is what people be talking about, Brian. You tell stories that just don't add up. Like Jessel said, how big is your asshole? Jenna, Brian said basically she put a tampon up her asshole and she didn't know. How did you stick a tampon up your asshole? I don't believe that. Y'all let me know, cause I don't wear tampons. Do a tampon? Can you put a tampon up your asshole and not know a tampon is up your asshole? That's why Aaron called you a liar. Because even when you told that story about going to the egg place, whatever it's called, the, Aaron and Uber get into it. Okay, so listen. Let me say this before we get into this, because this is the main part of the conversation. Multiple things can be true at the same time. Okay? Multiple things can be true at the same time. Uber pushed Aaron in a pool. Aaron wanted to get her lick back. Aaron couldn't push Uber in the pool. Sai ended up pushing Uber in the pool. But Aaron felt like that still wasn't her get back. So Aaron took Uber's phone. And I think she had the phone for like an hour. Okay. Now listen, I think one of the worst feelings in the world, especially in 2023, 2022, whenever this was filmed, is to misplace your phone, to lose your phone, to not know where your phone is. Girl, that's like losing your phone and losing your car keys, girl. Especially as much as we are attached to our cell phones. You know what I'm saying? So to lose your phone is like, oh my God. Like, oh my God. Oh my God, I really lost my cell phone. Like, where's my cell phone? So I can get the panic that Uber was probably going through. Because again, we're not gonna sit here and act like a lot of us are not attached to our cell phones. I did not understand why Uber was so upset about the cell phone the next day. I understood her being upset that night because I probably would have been pissed too, right? But I think by the time I woke up the next day, I probably would have been over it. Like, girl, I'm over it. I got my cell phone back. Okay, girl, it was a joke. Ha 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 ha. The same way that Uber feels as though it wasn't a joke and anything could have happened, blah, 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 with her cell phone, girl, Aaron really could make that same argument. You don't know if Aaron could swim. You don't know if Aaron could have bumped her head on the cement and died. Like there's so many roads we can go down to with why you shouldn't take someone's cell phone and why you shouldn't push someone in a swimming pool. I actually despise people who push people in swimming pools. I absolutely hate it. So again, Uber, the same way you feel about your cell phone, what if Aaron tried to make that same argument about you pushing her into a pool? You don't know. You don't know what could have happened. You don't know. Where Aaron lost me. I said, "Ooh, I should have known." Aaron been doing so good up until this point. I have ignored that Aaron is a Trump supporter. Not ignored, but I have tried to say, okay, girl, she a Trump supporter. Girl, we're gonna watch the show. She seemed like she all right. Girl, I'ma let it go. When Aaron started to lose me, and where Aaron started to turn into a rich white woman, and where Aaron started to turn into what we call a Karen, and where Aaron started to turn into what I believe is a Trump supporter, is when Uber was ignoring her the next day, right? This is before they got into the argument. And Aaron says in her confessional that right now I'm intimidated. She's singling me out, not looking my way. I'm a little scared. I said, how the fuck is someone who's not paying you any attention, they're not looking your way, but they ain't said nothing to you, you're intimidated and you're scared? I really don't want to make these reviews when it comes to these white housewife shows about race. I really don't. But I also feel like when things happen, they should be called out. And I feel like this is one of those things that needs to be called out. Aaron, girl, you had your Karen moment. And I'm still trying to figure out what's today? Wednesday, September the 20th. How was Uber, who was ignoring you, how was that intimidating to you? And why were you scared? I think that if Aaron would have made that comment after Uber snatched her glasses off, let's get into that. Uber was completely out of motherfucking line. I told y'all multiple things can be true at the same time. Uber was out of line, right? So Aaron leaves to go upstairs. I think she was going to get a bathing suit. I don't know, girl. She left to go upstairs. Someone came downstairs and Uber was basically saying, oh, Aaron was standing right there. All Aaron heard was her name. And then she told Uber, don't say my name. And Uber was like, girl, I was just saying that, girl, you were standing right there. That's it. And she's like, I don't care, don't say my name. And that's how the mess got started. Uber got into Aaron's face. She snatched her glasses off. I said, oh, girl, Uber. That's a violation. That's a violation. That's a violation. Keep your hands to yourself. Don't put your hands on me. Don't take nothing off my body. Girl. Now, if Aaron, I'm just going to be honest with y'all. If Aaron has said in that moment, I'm a little intimidated, I'm a little scared because Uber is 6 feet tall. I tried to throw her in the pool last night. She wouldn't budge. Remember when Aaron was trying to pull Uber and she couldn't move Uber? She was like, damn, you strong. If Aaron had said that in that moment, then I really wouldn't have looked at it any other way. Except Uber is 6 feet tall. Girl, Uber strong as hell. Aaron couldn't budge her the night before. Now you in my face. I'm looking up at you. You looking down at me. You know, snatch my glasses off my face. I wouldn't have took it no other way. I really wouldn't have. But because she made the comment, I know it was in the confessional, but because she made that comment in reference to Uber just not paying her any attention, that's where it starts to come in like, girl, Aaron, what are you talking about? How can someone who's not paying you any attention, girl, they ain't looking at you, they ain't talking to you, now you intimidated and scared? I did not like that, y'all. I didn't. So my good eyes on Aaron. Like I said, I'm not getting worked up over these reality TV shows. because I'm sure that Uber and Aaron are BFFs now. So if Uber is okay with it, well, then girl, she okay with it. But all I'm gonna do on my end is call out the fuck shit, and then I'm gonna try to move on. So I'm calling it out. Aaron, my good eyes on you, girl. I had high hopes for you. Um, did y'all hear what Uber said? Uber said they were talking about something about Uber getting a lawyer, and then Uber said maybe I should call her husband to be my lawyer. And then Jessel said, "Ooh, something like that." Did y'all? I need to know, girl. I need to know what did Uber mean when she said maybe I should call her husband to be my lawyer. Listen, I'm not saying this. I'm just gonna say it. I am saying it. Some of that water ain't clean. Because you got Aaron cutting up and acting a fool because Brian mentioned the word divorce. Girl, you should not be that. You should not be that worked up over the word divorce. I don't give a damn. Now you got Uber over here talking about maybe I should call your husband to be my lawyer. I need to know what's going on over there in Manhattan, Chelsea, wherever they live. Oh, anyways, that was pretty much it. So I don't remember Sai's story. I don't remember Jessel's. Girl, it was just okay. It was all right. This episode was okay. Yeah, yeah, that was pretty much it. All right, y'all. Y'all get what I'm saying? Aaron and Brian, Aaron no, Aaron and Uba were both wrong. They both played a part in the mess. Like I said, I just didn't like that Aaron used her walking around to say that she was intimidated by Uba. Well, girl, you should have been saying that when she was in your face, because that's a big girl. Because Uba is a big girl. Bitch, Uba taller than me. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Uba got a nice body too. Anyways, y'all, I'm gone. That's it. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good day. Bye, y'all.